Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Akil and now I will demonstrate or simulate our proposed network which include the security features. Now first I will go through the VLAN. So let's check what VLAN is there. What VLAN that we configured. So we just one show VLAN and that's it. So in our internal network, there are 5 different VLANs, which is management, IT, users, wireless, and printers. So managements including the head department PC and the CEO PC for IT VLAN. There are IT department PCs and also include the private or internal server. And next for the 30 VLAN 30 for the users, wireless VLAN 40 for the wireless is actually for the any device or bring your own device that connected to the access point. And lastly VLAN 50 for printers. And now let check if the VLAN can ping to another VLAN. That's it. Okay, so head department is actually in VLAN 10 and VLAN the device that I think is actually the NTP server. So from the ping, it is proved that the inter VLAN routing is work. Now let's try. Let's move on to the radius server. For that, let's check the radius server. For at radius server, we configured 3 users, which is first Akil, second Danish, and lastly Nuruddin, with 3 different passwords. And for also we just focusing on the router for the internal network, which has an IP 192.168.1.1. So let's try the telnet to HQ router with the IT department PCs. So we just entered the username that we created. So that's it. So from here, it proves that the client server AAA is working. Now we move on to the NTP server, which is mainly for synchronizing the clock within the network. So as you can see here, the NTP server had been configured, which is 25 July, which is today. So let's check from the IT department's PC. So it is synchronized. Next, for the syslog server, it will check any log also in the router. So first, let me clear the log and we try. So in order to trigger any log, we can try to shut down or on the any port that have in the router. So let's try with the interface G020. So before that, so now the interface G020 is on. So let's shut. Let's see in this server. So it's triggered the SysLog server. Now let's on. Okay, that's it. So it's triggered the SysLog server. And lastly, we look into the HCP. So for the HCP, we only configure the HCP pool for the wireless device. So for the wireless device, as wireless device is in VLAN 40, we create the pool name with VLAN 40, and the IP address will start with the 192.168.40.10. So let's try this wireless device. This is actually the IP that get from the HCP server. So let's try again. Okay, so this laptop get the IP from the HCP server. Next, for the last thing, at the access point, we actually configure the access point to use the WPA2 for the security reason, and it include the AES encryption, and we also configure the password to be like this, which is abu_ali_samfri. So let's try to connect. So, disconnect. So it's actually connected, but why not we try with new laptop? Okay, here, and next switch off, insert the NIC, switch on. Okay, desktop and PC wireless. So let's try to connect with the access point. Okay, as the laptop in floor 1, on the floor 1, so choose access point in the floor 1. Connect. So just insert the password abu_ali_samfri and connect. So it's connected. So next, my friend will continue with the outside network, including the firewall, NAT, and SCL.